my intention, if I was like serious about seeing this person, is to make sure that I condense the time necessary for them to suss me out.
That's a fantastic point.
Because that's exactly what's going on.
The more authentic you can be and the more authentic you can express, the closer you can get to making someone feel the real in-person you online, the faster you will get results.
If you're not at that level of confidence and authenticity, are you really at the level necessary to attract the person you want to be with the rest of your life? Are you really ready?
Listen to this man right now. This is big.
People on dating apps are texting you for a long period of time to either suss you out or...
Let's say that I'm on Bumble, where the woman messages first. What kind of message would I send? A voice note, baby. I loved voice notes as first messages. I would almost exclusively send voice notes. Now, here's a couple of rules for voice notes, though.
My overall messaging advice is to do something that involves your voice and your face as quick as possible.
I think this applies to men and women. I would go through their dating app profile and I would find the thing I thought people commented on the least and make a joke about it.
Genius.
This is how I get pretty much everything I want, and this is how I had a really good time dating. Welcome back to Listen Before Love. We are back again, Baverton Sweet.
I'm so excited for this one, as I always say.
This is going to be really, really fun, y'all, because we are bringing you into the next step. After we have our dating app profile all done well, all optimized to perfection, what happens when we are swiping? What happens when we are getting matches? What do we send? And I honestly think there is God over here. I know you had some banger strategies on messaging women on dating apps, and I need to hear it, and I'll share mine.
Oh man, okay. Let me think about what I did here. I've been out of the game. I've been retired. I've hung up my jersey in the Raptors a while back. I've been out of the game and never going back.
Wow.
So I'm a little rusty. But if I'm thinking about the old jump shot I used to have, this was always my philosophy, and that is, you need to stand out. You need to be different.
Ooh.
And so the one thing that I remember when I received dramatically improved the chances of me wanting to go on the first date with them. And I know when I sent, probably the same. And that was, and this is kind of maybe different from what you'd say or what other experts would say, but I would look at other ways of messaging them that isn't just text messages. Of course, the obvious thing, don't hit them with just like the hey. And they're like, how was your day? How are you doing? No. You got to promote a question. You got to ask something a little funny, but something to get to know them. You want them to not like laugh out loud, because good luck doing that. They mean just swinging for the fences when it comes to a humorous reaction. You don't want to chase that. You want to chase the chuckle. You want them to not like that level. That was a laugh. You want them to be like, tuh. You want like,
Kawhi Leonard?
Not that.
Do that.
I don't even know Kawhi Leonard. It's a meme laugh from like years ago. One of my favorite basketball players. Anyways, you want them to chuckle a little bit. You want to say something. And now nothing.
You want them to exhale quickly through the nose.
You want to get them a little bit.
You know, look at they're like, hey.
Yeah, you want that reaction.
You want to not feel
something. Now, there's oftentimes, I think there's like half a dozen of those little reaction things that I could curate based upon the girl. And now there's space in my mind exactly what they said, but I'll make sure when we put out like a course and content about this, I'll legit have a template for first responses or first text, which is going to be awesome. It's going to change the game.
Bless.
So if it's going to be an actual written word text message, I recommend something that involves chasing the chuckle. Got to chase the chuckle. Putting that aside, my overall messaging advice is to do something that involves your voice and your face as quick as possible. So now again, I'm not ugly. So I was showing off, I was showing off my assets by doing this. Mm-hmm. And if God created you a little bit differently, then this may not be the advice for you, Well, I think if voice will still stand.
Well, no, but it is honest.
But it is honest, right? And so, like, if God made you a little bit differently, you stick with the Chuckle text messages. But if you understand that you're relatively good looking, relatively attractive, let's put it this way.
Or if you feel you're better in person.
You're better in person, exactly. Yeah. Or just like if you know your photos don't do you justice. I had great photos. I also don't think they did me justice. And so if you believe that's the case, show yourself in kind of a natural environment. So this is what I would do oftentimes. Voice notes are the way to go.
You're not stealing my voice note strategy.
Okay, I'll let you have that. I'll talk about a little face.
Okay.
Right? So I have always been just making like videos for people because I think that I send a video every morning to my mom. Every morning it's like, great morning, Mom. Hope you're off to a fantastic day so far. I'm doing this today. Hope your Pilates class went very well yesterday. I do one of those every single day. When she's gone and like I'm a little away from her, whether it's for a few days, I send to her. I send it to old friends. I send it to my father once in a while. I send like all these other people. And it's just this incredible way to connect because people can see you and feel you. I highly recommend that on dating apps because you immediately become memorable and people can feel your vibe. And that is what you want. In the initial stages of texting and just communicating back and forth with a complete stranger, especially if you're a man talking to a woman, whether it's conscious or subconsciously, they are trying to figure out if you're safe. That's the first question on their minds. Is he safe? Number 2, after the answer to that safety is yes, the second question that comes in their mind is, will it be a good time to hang out with them? Are they just going to have a lot of fun? Or is it going to be good conversation? Is there intelligent? Whatever it is. That's number 2. And then 3, and it's only the third, is this someone I can see myself with long term? That is the order of operations women and mostly men, but more women, go through when communicating with someone for the first time, especially a stranger on dating apps. And so a video of you smiling and you just saying, hey, I hope you're having a great day. Whatever you want to do, throw a little joke there, have that text that you would send that make them chuckle, put that in the video, whatever it is. Doing that for a video that's under a minute, optimally about 30 to 45 seconds, just sharing not who you are. This isn't a resume. This is an elevator pitch. Just like, I hope you had a great day. I did this today. And yeah, just wondering about this or how you feel about that, whatever it is. Something like that keeps it light, that keeps it fun, that you're kind of smiling the whole time. Not like some weird way, but you know what I mean? Just like good vibes. I swear to you, that pulled so heavily.
You did that?
I did that all the time.
You did that? You sent people videos?
Yes.
That is so bold.
Exactly.
That is wild. I didn't know you did that. That's incredible.
Because this is what happens. Without that, and this is why I did it, honestly.
Tell me.
Because I hate texting. Most based divine men don't want to spend the time, what are you doing? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. All I want to know is when I can see you next.
Yeah.
When we can hang out, when we can connect, when I can actually get to know you, because behind this black screen isn't going to be the conversations necessary for me to really get to know you. And so I knew that my intention, if I was like serious about seeing this person, is to make sure that I condense the time necessary for them to suss me out.
That's a fantastic point. Because
that's exactly what's going on. Either they're sussing you out or they're utilizing texting you as a distraction. Period.
Listen to this man right now. This is big.
Period.
Say that last part again.
People on dating apps are texting you for a long period of time to either suss you out, to make sure you're safe, make sure you're good vibe, or, and this is sadly probably the majority, and I know I did this for a long time, is they're utilizing dating apps as a distraction, as a coping mechanism. It's an even more fun version of TikTok. It's a more active, engaging, story producing version of TikTok. And so what I would do, and I cleaned up on these apps, I'm not going to lie. I've been, hey, I hate to break it to you, but we tell the truth in this podcast.
In his Himothy era.
In my single, before meeting my queen, my divine goddess, the one, before that chapter of my life, that chapter that I'm now living in, that I'm very, very happy, the happiest I've ever been, the happiest I ever will begin, have all my needs provided for, and then some. All that being said, putting that aside, yes, I love you too.
I love you.
The previous chapter of myself realized that if I just say and do the things, not from like a manipulate, no, it was never, I knew I was a good vibe and I was a good human. I just need to communicate that kind of as soon as possible to avoid potentially weeks of texting back and forth, whether that's texting or like Snapchatting or whatever else it would have been, with someone who it'd probably just turn into nothing. And so understanding that they're either sussing me out or using it as a distraction, it was a perfect barometer. And let me go deep into psychology on this. Again, I've been thinking about this my entire life, human behavior. The type of woman or man, but the type of woman in my situation that would be just texting myself and other men online purely to distract themselves from literally looking in the mirror, those people do not have the courage to send a video back. Those people do not have the courage to even just respond with a text. And so it fizzles out the far majority of women, people in general, that I knew were not serious about going on a date, that were not serious of let's explore, let's have fun. And so that's what I did. And not all of them responded to videos, but they respond with voice memos. That was the number one thing they do after. And they would take me a lot more seriously. They wouldn't wait 12 hours to respond. They'd respond almost immediately, because when you get a notification, and some apps just say message from Cam, and some apps will say video from Cam. And every woman, as soon as they see that, like, did this man just send me like a dick pic or something, or video? That's what they think. Yeah. But then everyone's gonna look.
It's so wholesome.
They're tempted, and they see like a photo, like a snapshot of the video, and just be like,
oh,
or like, whatever it is.
That would so work on me.
Yes,
that would
I know.
So work on me,
baby. I understand this like a science.
Oh, you're so right.
I've been studying this shit for years.
Because here's the thing. Now, you may be out here listening and being like, is this insane advice? Okay, listen, I see where you think that, but what you're doing is you are, like Cam said, condensing the timeline. So the closest thing you can get to being in person with someone is video. You get to hear them, you get to see them, you get to just suss out their vibe, right? And so if you send a video to someone, it is an authenticity barometer to where it's like, holy shit, this person's confident enough and bold enough to send me a video. Now I'm going to click into it and watch it. How did it make me feel? If it made me feel like, oh my gosh, I really like this person. He has such a cute smile. Oh, he'd be so fun on a date. Now we're getting somewhere. If it makes you feel, oh my God, what a weirdo. Why would he send me a video? That's crazy. I'm not going to even respond. Now he just saved a lot of time. So think about it this way. The more authentic, like we always say, the more authentic you can be and the more authentic you can express, the closer you can get to making someone feel the real in-person you online, the faster you will get results. Now, when you're doing this though, you may see that you're not getting hundreds of dopamine hits from hundreds of messages from people, but you're qualifying the lead, to use that term. I know that's a little businessy, but think about this. Would you rather have 100 messages that go nowhere or 10 that go to really good dates?
Well, if you're doing it as a distraction, you'd want the 100 messages because 100 separate dopamine hits giving you, oh, it's like, oh, you look like a baddie. Oh, you're so hot. Oh my, I wish I could take you. I'll fly you out. All those stuff. That's just gassing up your ego. That's when you're doing it as a distraction. But if you're on these dates for a very particular reason, and it's okay if you're doing it for distraction. Hey, you do you, boo. But just understand where it's going to get you or lack thereof. But if you decide to go this way and you want like business term qualified leads, be your authentic self to the highest extent you can for that given moment.
Yes.
Period. And so that's what I did that cut out so much of the BS that's going on. And again, like I said, the first question women ask themselves is this man safe? Then it's, is this man fun? And then third, is this man someone I can see myself with long term? After that video, the first two settled. He's going to be fun. He's funny. Good, just loving personality. Confident.
Bold.
He's safe. You can just feel my vibe.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's still the question is this long term? And that will attract the right women on the right type of date.
Brilliant.
So that's what I did. And I told this to every person I knew, every other guy.
They wouldn't do it.
To my knowledge, not a single man ever did it.
Because, baby, that requires a wild amount of confidence.
But I don't, why would, this is what is unfathomable to me. Why would I care about a woman's opinion of me that I would never meet? It's probably because I don't have any mommy wounds. Like the rest of you guys out there. that was catching strays, my bad. That was a little extreme. But I mean that is the truth.
But that's the truth, because why would you care? Why would you care about the reaction of someone who you literally just matched with 30 minutes ago and will probably never meet unless they're your person or someone you're meant to have in your life?
And if you're not at that level of confidence and authenticity, are you really at the level necessary to attract the person you want to be with the rest of your life? Are you really ready? If even off of the first conversation, you have to filter and put up an avatar or a character of who you are that's actually not your real self. If you still have to do that, are you really far enough on your personal development journey, your okay with being you journey, to marry someone or to start dating someone seriously?
That's a really, really good point. The question we're asking ourselves here is, do you want to go fast or slow? Do you want this journey to be multiple years, or do you want it to be a year or less? And the choice is yours. And the more authentic you express and show up and talk and act and embody, the more you will be a lighthouse that's sending out a very specific signal for your person.
And I'm all for taking things slow. That's completely okay. But that's not what we're talking about here. It's either quick and easy or slow and painful. Because that's the dating process for people right now. They get to pick which path. And they all like to believe, oh, I'm involuntarily picking the slow and painful path. But no, you're voluntarily picking that path. And there's other paths if you so choose, just like it is for us.
Yeah.
Just one can embody so much authenticity that it is just, it's the perfect magnet for what they want to attract, because everything that isn't aligned literally repulses from your energy.
Yes.
And that you are ready to be aligned with, whether it's romantic relationships, friends, business partners, employees, whatever it is, come to you immediately.
Exactly.
And that's all we're priming people for. And it's like, how can we do that over messaging? I would say my way.
And I know that that's a pretty extreme method. I mean, that takes a lot of chutzpah and a lot of confidence, baby. So I'm very proud of you. I also just think, if you're embodying your fullness and you are single and ready to find your person and you're dating for love, now the opposite of that's dating for pleasure. And if you're dating for pleasure, you may do some of these things like going on the apps, trying to maximize the number of matches you're getting, messaging people back and forth. And that's okay. That leg of the journey, we've all been there. That's okay wherever you are. But if you are dating for love, then really reminding yourself that the more you can be, the faster you will get what you desire. That's it. We are just collapsing time here. And so when Cam and I met, we were both so ourselves that we were like, oh, well, first of all, we met at a yoga studio, and then we had an amazing first conversation, and then we spent so much time together, and then we're like, hello, I love you.
You're my person forever now.
You're my person, I love you. And it's because we were just ourselves the entire time. There was no, he sent me these videos he's talking about. He sends those to me. I just didn't realize he did that on dating apps. But he would send me little updates. And I'm just like, I've never met anyone in my life who sends video updates. It makes him so unique, I will say.
Everybody getting that smoke.
I love his videos. I love them so much. And like, if what we're saying is your person would love your videos.
And let me tell you something, all right? The first reason why I started making videos is because I understood the literal amount of senses it activates.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not only is it text where it's you see and you kind of maybe feel. When you send a video, you hear them, you see them, you feel them, and this sixth sense that we all have, the vibe of it. It's a lot harder to misinterpret what someone's saying when they have a video sharing with you as opposed to a text message. We misinterpret text messages based upon how we're feeling in the moment all the time.
Yes.
So I realized, okay, the more senses that I embark on, the more they can see me smiling in a positive, good mood, the better they will feel and the better my message will be sent of whatever that message is meant to be.
Yeah.
That was number one. Number two is that I can send my mother, I can send my friends, I could send romantic relationships I'm trying to pursue, whatever. I can send them one video a day if I'm talking to them that would give them such an incredible feeling that even 5 hours of back-to-back texting couldn't replicate.
So true.
And so it was actually, I remember I did this like when I was like peak salesman type stuff, like selling financial products, stuff like that. That's what I would do.
Really?
Like, I literally don't have the time to text you all day. Me texting you is me not making money. Me texting you is me not doing these other things I want to do in my life.
Or being present in the moment.
So I will give you these 45 seconds of pure presence where you see me, you feel me, you can feel the love and authenticity exuding from me, and you're set for the day when it comes to our communication. For some people, you're set for the month, the year. But in these situations, if you believe you're productive, if you don't really want to be in the apps that much, this is the way.
And I'll give you the light version of this because I think this one works as well. And if you want to ease your way into sending the videos, because just like anything, the confidence to do something like that takes some reps, right? But if you want the light version, this is what I would do on the apps. So let's say that I'm on Bumble, where the woman messages first. What kind of message would I send? A voice note, baby. I loved voice notes as first messages. I would almost exclusively send voice notes. Now, here's a couple of rules for voice notes, though. We want them to be, especially the first one, less than 30 seconds. We want it to feel like approachable, like a delightful surprise. Like, oh my gosh, why are we sending voice notes? Because voice tells you so much about someone. It is more information than a text message, like Cam said, and less information than a video where they can see you. But they have your photos, right? So it gives them another sense activated. And let me tell you, I was 100 for 100 on sending voice notes and getting messages back. No, and most of the time, men would send me voice notes back. And here's the funny thing about voice notes. When I would play voice notes back from guys, I knew within 5 seconds if I wanted to go on a date with them or not. Because voice attraction is weirdly important. The voice is a sensual tool. So if you don't feel like you like that person's voice, it's definitely not going to be great 40 years down the line. So they're just not your person. If you're annoyed by what someone sounds like, it's kind of an X immediately. Even if they look the part, they have all the checklist items. So what I loved about voice notes is that first it allowed someone to feel the fullness of my personality because I am wacky and funny and smart and there's a lot to me. that's not just me and my bajangas coming out everywhere. And so I think it was a little bit, I liked being delightful. I liked being surprising. But let me put you on some game about what was actually in these videos and in these voice notes. So I would go, I think this applies to men and women. I would go through their dating app profile and I would find the thing I thought people commented on the least and make a joke about it.
Genius.
So the way you want to like move through the world, this applies to love in every area. Trust me. This is how I have won so many competitions. This is how I get pretty much everything I want. And this is how I had a really good time dating. If you can like look critically at something and say, what is the thing people do the least with this information? And then do that, you win. You stand out because the people who win are the people who delight. They do something unexpected. They do something a little bold, a little risky, I've never heard that before. What you want to do is you want to create a story moment, meaning that, oh my God, this happened to me. This girl comments on this. I'm going to tell my best friend that. That's what you're looking to create to stand apart on dating apps and in every area of your life. You create moments that are so unique that someone would be like, oh my God, I gotta take my best friend right now because he sent me a video. Oh my God, can you believe this guy sent me a video? And now everyone's bought into you.
Oh my gosh, you gave the most perfect advice ever. Let me tell you something. Mm-hmm. Every woman out there, whether they want to admit it or not, wants a Silorenda. Oh, I can't even say it right. Silorenda.
It's been
a long day. A Cinderella story.
Silorenda.
How do you do that? You make every interaction with them story worthy.
That's romance.
That's romance.
Yes.
Every part of our relationship has been story worthy.
Literally.
And that's what you want. And so this is what people don't like about the apps. Well, many, many things, but also because they don't want to one day tell someone, oh yeah, we met on Tinder, we met on Bumble and Hinge. That's now, even though it's common, it's kind of this like feeling to it. But if you can hit them with something that is a story first thing out the gate, it's like just so that they can keep telling this great story, they're going to give it a shot.
Yes.
Because like if it's a fantastic way to put your foot in the door, they want to open the door to see it through.
Let me give you some examples are coming back to me. So this is the kind of weird stuff I would do. So like if I saw a guy, this is very common for guys, had multiple hairstyles, I would be like, hey, Joe, I noticed you've had a lot of different hair evolutions. Which one is your favorite? And then that just, whoa. And then he's going to go on his own profile and be like, wait, oh my God, I did have a billion different hairstyles. And then he'd be like, oh, I like this one the best because this. And then usually there's some weird memory with the barber. And it just gets them into a different mode. But that's simple. That is literally something. I'm not talking about you have to be Inspector Gadget looking at a magnifying glass, someone's profile and finding some weird thing. Just be curious and pay attention. And even the smallest details, it could be something in a photo, not even in a prompt. But people, even if they give you nothing to work with, you could even make a joke about that. You could roast them a little bit.
Yeah.
Like we can have fun. We can have a good time. So if I came across somebody who like, because you know, healthy men, this is the funny thing about healthy men, some of them, they do not really put too many words on their profiles, even though they're really good guys. They're like miss the memo that women do not like what looks like low effort. So they kind of get discriminated against on dating apps. But most healthy men, if they're texting you less, that's actually a good thing. But you have a big swath of them who will give you nothing in the prompts. They'll give you like the barest bones 1 to 5 word answers. And if you come across a profile like that with a guy you just feel like the energy is right, you can send him a voice note roasting him. Men love that. That's bold.
I would love that shit so
That's
much.
confident.
That's like guaranteed first date.
Yeah, literally.
Like fun roast. You're not like, hating on me.
No, just like.
But fun roast, yeah.
I'd be like, Cam, I was reading your profile and I just learned so much about you on there. Like that was incredible. I've never seen a more thorough profile in my life. And then that's it.
I'd be like.
You'd be like, what?
What you trying to say?
And then he'd come back with a little bit of something, and then we could get somewhere. So it's like, you got to take a little risk. You got to be a little funny.
Yeah.
You got to show him a little, make him feel a little something.
And I'd be like, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I take great pride in my Tinder profile. Speaking of, I love the amount of intention and courage you have to wear that outfit you did in that picture with your friends. Like, it takes something. Like, wow, you're a visionary, and it seems like you understand style 20 years before it's actually in style. And yeah, that's awesome. I just want to highlight that part of you.
See, then we're getting somewhere, right? Because
That's
this
cool.
is why people don't like dating, because it's boring and it's a bunch of people being super serious and just never making jokes and being like tripping over each other, trying not to offend anyone. It's just like, why are we making this so hard? This can be fun. And we hope that through this little fun episode, we've given you some little nuggets to think about. But let me finish the formula, okay? So I would lead with a voice note. Usually, like I said, look for the thing that's commented on least in the profile. And be surprising. This is your goal. Be delightful. Be surprising, okay? But also be kind. Like, we say roast, but you gotta be roasting in a playful way. Don't come across as like too mean. Like, you don't know this person. It could take it the wrong way.
And if you don't know, ask a friend.
Right.
Ask a friend first before you send it. If you really think, oh, that's someone I can be with, ask a friend to see if it has good taste.
Right. And, roasting is really nice, but as long as it feels like, there's a giggle, it's fun, it's light, yay. But you don't want people to think you're some like troll going on dating apps just insulting everyone. So the roast is only when you feel like someone really gave you nothing. You have plenty of work to work with on profiles. You can talk about where they went to school, how they like living in certain cities. You can talk about one of their little interests they have on there. What, if they have their gym photos, it'd be like, what's your favorite exercise right now? It's a leg day. Just something random. Just let it roll. Just go with whatever feels right.
Be like, I bet it's not leg day.
Yeah, no, that would hurt too bad.
Yeah, don't do that to men.
Men are too sensitive.
Don't do that to men.
Men are too sensitive.
Our calves can't take
you
all
could
that
take
load.
the opposite. Be a little flirty. Be like, I see it must have been leg day today.
Hey, yo.
See, that's sexy.
No, but like, is it arm day every day?
Oh, yeah.
I swear, if you pull that off,
come on.
The
so
gym
maybe
bros
it's more about, you
shit.
can roast the people who are giving you nothing, but if a guy really you feel like put intention into it, give him a little compliment. Give him a little something, a little gas up. Guys like to be complimented. They get complimented like once every 3 years. Like, give them something, okay? But I just share. So you do the voice note first, okay? Make it a little rizzle razzle. Cool. After the voice note exchanges, it's probably going to go back and forth. You are not going into a texting or messaging hole with this person. We don't do that here. We don't waste our time. We don't play emotional support dog for some random dating app person, okay? So we are not going to invest in this conversation. We're going to go back and forth enough times to where we've established there's chemistry. There's conversational flow. This is feeling good to us. And then when it's feeling good to us, I'm speaking as women, but also to men, we're going to move to a FaceTime date. Okay, this is what I recommend. FaceTime date allows you to not go in person and waste your time if the energy's off. Because you like their voice, you like their photos, but sometimes you get on FaceTime and you're just like, ooh, this ain't it. And people are it's really hard to not be yourself on FaceTime. So I recommend doing that. You have it scheduled. You have it for like 30 to 45 minutes. If it goes really well, it can go for hours. I had that happen to me sometimes. But the goal of the FaceTime date is just to confirm the feelings you're having. And then next step is going on a real life date.
Can I throw in something right there?
Please do.
I would say set the time frame for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
For FaceTime. Because if it's meant to go over, it will. If it feels right, it will. But if you're cutting one short by a lot, you don't want people to get, of course, like, do what you want. But to optimize for feelings not being hurt, keep it a little bit shorter. Keep it 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And also to make sure that we don't get tired of even doing this, what I would do is I would set up the FaceTime date, the 20-minute FaceTime date, before an outing you're already going to go to. So let's say you're a girl and you have like a girl's birthday party on a Friday night at 7 p.m. You set up the date for 6 p.m. or whatever it is. Yeah. Of course, factor in how much time you need to get ready and do your thing, because you are already kind of looking your best,
hair done,
and getting all dressed up before something like this. Because if you have, let's say you like this FaceTime philosophy and you don't want to just wear what you did or look the way you did at work that day, and you want to get yourself a little more done up, if you did that like 3-4 times a week, you're going to like get tired of it. Every time you put on makeup, oh, here we go again.
Right.
But if it's just another thing you're doing that night, it's a very, very different story.
Fit it into your life.
Fit it into your life.
Yeah,
exactly.
So true.
So again, keep the time frame short. If it's meant to go longer, it will. And even at that time, I mean, like, I really enjoy talking to you. You want to keep talking for another like 10, 15 minutes? Yeah. Okay. Do it. But that's it. And then keep it that night. Sorry. I know you got something.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I mean, we could go more into this, ladies. If you'd like to come on into my community, I can speak a lot about feminine communication, but I highly recommend you sticking to your word. So if a guy is like the 20 minutes at, even if you're feeling it, you say, I got to go.
Honestly, I like that. I like that.
Men like that. That's because men like women who stand on business and who say, you get 20 minutes of my time, not a second more.
I like that a lot. Okay. And I may tell my men to do the exact same thing, honestly. That's actually, okay, that's genius. See, I never had I don't think I had a single FaceTime date. So this is new to me, but I do like that. That makes a lot of sense.
Because you can easily get, and this is kind of similar to the texting hole. We can go an entire episode about this, about like communication and women and men, but we have to wrap up. But you do not want to get stuck in any type of technology hole. You don't want to get stuck in constant FaceTimes, in very long calls that drag things out, that texting all day long. We do not want to get stuck in technology. We want to use technology to get us in person with this person. That's all we're using technology for in dating. We don't want to stay there. We want to use it as a tool to get in person, because that's where all the magic happens, and that's where the chemistry happens, and that's where we feel emotions. So that's a whole other topic, but I just wanted to leave it with that. These are strategies to be used once to get in person.
I love that.
Voice note, few exchanges, we got chemistry, there's a vibe. Hey, do you want to FaceTime? This is all very like light, by the way. Hey, do you want to FaceTime? Yeah, this time works for me. You FaceTime, there's a vibe. You get 20 minutes of the girl's time, and then make a plan, baby. I'm talking to the men.
For real.
From that point, you want to see me make a plan. No more, texting back and forth. I say, I prefer to meet in person. I prefer to talk on the phone. If you have to say something to say to me, you can call me. Call me, or let's schedule a time and let's meet. We need to be in our own power and very strict about our energy, because we are expensive people. Our energy is expensive, and we can't just be giving it away like a leaky energy bot that's like, I'm going to give a 4-hour FaceTime to this person when I haven't met them. No, too much investment.
I cannot agree more.
So we can go into that more, but I just want to leave you on that little thing.
Because you do get all the answers you need in 20 minutes. Exactly. I love it. I love it. That is a fantastic intro into texting and communicating, the beginning of a relationship, what to do on dating apps. And man, looking back on my heyday, I'm so glad I did it that way. Yeah. And I'm so glad you did it the way you did it.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to explore even deeper on how we can set up the initial stages and the stages that follow for success in relationships in future episodes. And also, we'll get to the granular in our own respective communities.
Yes.
Myself, True Brotherhood, which will be launching in about a week. And actually, by the time this is live, it already will exist, which is awesome. And your True Love Club.
Yes.
This is going to be awesome. I'm so excited for this chapter. Yes. This is going to be a lot of fun, where we have a community of people from both genders that are separately doing their own thing to learn how to make such a painstaking process for most fun.
Oh, and they're going to be the ones who have the best time. And knowing us, the people who are in both of our communities will probably be match made of some sort, because if you guys are drawn to our energy, you probably like each other.
Based women, it's all good.
Exactly.
It's all
so we are so excited. All links below if you're interested in any of that. Thank you so much for being here on this beautiful journey. We hope that we've given you some good, juicy tips today. If you enjoyed today's episode, it would be so, so helpful if you helped out our show by giving it a rating, a comment, even if it's a simple emoji or just a like. Any amount of action you take. Oh, I always forget to say, please subscribe. Any amount of action you take to support our show, if you're a regular listener, would be so, so welcome. And it helps us more, you even realize, in reaching more people. So thank you for being here. We love you so much. And we will always remember who is here in our first 100 episodes. Love you guys.
Love you all
Have
so
a
much.
great rest of your day and happy dating. Bye, y'all.